Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We're going to jump in the queue and get matched straight away with Skits. A master tier player of some description, I don't remember exactly how high, not like in the top 10 or anything. Scorch, Phage, and Galvani all seem pretty cool. What if you opened 1A into 2? Is that crazy? Like, it actually spends most of your resources? It's like, player 2 seems to have a lot of really good lines involving Phage, Galvani, and Scorch. Wait, I'm player 2. I have good lines. Why would I go with anything crazy like that? What's player 1's line? The thing is, player 1 can go 1-1A next turn. And I don't think I'm really prepared to deal with that. What if I go 1A? I have $8, and I just get a Phage. I kind of think that might be playable. I'm gonna try that. We'll find out. It's like, I just feel like if I go DD into DDC, like, I'm just gonna have trouble with it, with this opening, right? The opponent is making here. I guess he can't go 1-1A because then he won't have the energy for Phage. But if he's gonna mirror, then I think I'm glad I did it, because he has a very slight drone advantage, but a substantial tempo disadvantage. Right, getting the first Phage is pretty good, I think. If you're gonna do this, it's worth being down a drone. This turn is like required. I can't do anything else at this point, so no point wasting time on it. And I think we just build another Phage. There's no point in like building a Rhino to defend, since they can just click a Galvani if I do. I suppose I could build something other than a Phage. But I guess I'm clicking this anyway, right? So, given that I'm clicking my Phage, you know, what am I building with 10 and a red? Not a Rhino. So, Phage is, like, clearly the best thing on the planet. And I don't think I want to build 2 Tarsiers. Right? Which, like, I could do that. I could build 2 Tarsiers and a Galvani. But I think Phage is just better, so I won't. And I will build one more NG, I think. I'm not sure exactly what I'll use it for, but maybe I lose a Galvani, I lose an NG, and this enables me to drone or something next turn. I'll have something like $11 and 1 red to work with. Like, it enables me to get another Phage, for example. Although I guess I probably want a Rhino. Opponent adding a conduit. I'm surprised we don't go for Forge. Wall's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, I think on my $11, I should get like Rhino Forge. Conduit gives you force fields. It also gives you cryo rays, I guess, is a thing. But I really would like to be the only player with access to walls, I think. Right, I don't have to spend any red. I have 2 phages. Opponent is stuck with 1 red. That's why they don't want any blue. I'm not in that position. We don't buy a Galvani here because we're losing an NG. Really? Okay. I guess this lets you buy another phage or something, maybe? No, you have no energy. I'm not sure clicking this Galvani is worth saving the Rhino charge. I'd rather just kill my NG, but maybe you're right. Right, because you're giving up a full stamina Rhino to make this play. I would click this, build a Rhino, and force field, but maybe that's just clearly losing because you don't like get any, you don't make any progress. So I could build a splitter, but I kind of would like to preserve some NGs. So what if I instead got a wall? What could I do? Tarsier NG? They won't click 2 Rhinos to kill 1. They won't even have 2 Rhinos, actually. Ah, so this wall, they just hold a Rhino against it. Okay, so I want a Rhino is what I want. Instead of a, yeah. And I think a splitter is okay. I could build like wall NG or something instead of this. But I don't like that. I want to get out some more attack. This works, but it's pretty slow. Like, it sort of feels bad that they get to click their Rhino to kill an NG, but that's what Rhinos do. It was going to get to do that one day eventually anyway. Unless they need it for defense, in which case, like, they can't click it. So, offering the wall would save me a damage this turn if they can click the Rhino, but it's sort of an illusion because they just get to keep more Rhino charges in that case. This seems like an awful Galvani. You're not going to get to harvest it. Probably just Rhino, right? I could Tarsier Galvani. Keep that pressure up. But yeah, so let's just make sure I can defend next turn. Right, they're going to be threatening 3, 5, 6, 7. I'll have this Rhino, 2 NGs, and I can build another wall. Yeah, that's plenty. Maybe they'll threaten even 8 or something like that. If I have to, I can hold the splitter back even. Yep, this looks like perfectly good. We've got this Rhino train going that's going to help a lot. Absorb on Scorch, sure. Should you? Well, no. I was thinking maybe they could hold a Rhino to attack for 4, and that's more difficult for me because I have to lose Engies, but I don't have to. I could just lose the Rhino. Attacking for 3 would be the best granularity exploit, but it's really not a very high-pressure line. What do I need this turn? I don't know. Maybe just another... Maybe I've gotten... Oops. Enough... yeah, well, maybe I don't need to continue this Rhino train. Like, I've got enough tempo. Okay. Well, that was a cool one. You don't often get to open with an Animus on turn 1. But first phase was really impactful, and I'm not sure. I understand, like, I thought at first opponent was wrong to get this conduit, but I think they're actually... They don't really have much choice. A Forge is cool, but they don't have enough econ to spend both blue and red. Green and red they can handle because force fields are cheap and scorches are cheap. Whereas I was in the position to sell back as much red as I needed to. Although, you know, come to think of it, I was spending a 1 red and 1 blue every turn, so... You know, maybe they could have done the same thing? Like, say they get here, Forge NG. Seems playable, right? Their income is then like about $10 if they're clicking Phage, same as mine. Yeah, that seems perfectly playable. Oh, you can't unbuy this. I was trying to unbuy the conduit, but that already happened, of course. And like, I get this Rhino, sure. Pick up my own Forge. They can get this wall. I threaten an exploit by holding the Rhino, though. Because I can click Galvani next turn if I want. Assuming that they do something, say, like this, where they're going to have enough energy to harvest the Galvani, even if I click Rhino. I might choose not to click Rhino. But this is like something that seems playable. Let's say they did that. Right, I do this now. But how good is this? I'm like, I have to lose, well, no, I don't have to lose the Rhino, I guess. But now my wall kind of sucks. Because they'll just attack for 1 into it, or 0 even, if they hold both Rhinos. But, okay, let's say I get the wall, because it seems as good as anything. And I kind of need an NG, because they do threaten to kill my NG, although actually if they do, I'm fine with that. So maybe I don't get an NG if I find something better to do. Maybe just Tarsier? Rhino? I don't know. But like, I don't have anything better to do but buy the NG, and this keeps me a little more granular on future turns. So I think they shouldn't click here. Maybe they do something a bit slower? Drone's probably too greedy. Make it a Galvani and an NG. I can sneak this in, which is a lot of pressure. Well, the Oxide isn't, but adding a fast attacker on the same turn, you click 2 stamina Rhinos. Like, they're still gonna have 1 stamina. And they just did a damage. I don't know, they can just wall. I don't know, should they do this? Maybe. Well, I should attack for 4, right? It's a bit awkward for them. I wall up. I don't know. We're not necessarily like finding out whether this line was good or bad. Yeah, this kind of sucks, but what are you supposed to do? What I was hoping to find out, rather, was like whether they can spend blue if they have it. And I think they totally can. Given that, I think you would much rather have blue, because walls are overpowered as heck. They're like best unit in the base set. And so picking up a conduit for like force fields, scorches, and cryos, yeah, that's 3 units. But they're all kind of not doing the things that you need in this position. Like, force field's fine. I would love to have a conduit for force fields here. But access to walls for soak is much better than force fields, I think. I mean, if you had to pick one, I don't know. It depends on the economy sizes, usually, I guess, but I don't know. Anyway, opponent made a mistake picking up this Galvani. Clearly, there's no justification for it. I don't think that $1 wasted totally blew the game. They were having to force field anyway, and hold drones as well. They never actually attacked with the Scorch. It was just all bad news. Alright, well, let's try to get in another game. I should have jumped in the queue before analyzing that, actually. Although there seemed to be a bunch of games going on, so maybe it wasn't necessary. Let's watch these guys. Base +5, 45 seconds. One player is contemplating picking up an endotherm kit. Wow. This second forge seems pretty greedy. I suppose that they want Colossuses. And I don't see that happening. You just don't have enough drones for that. If you're the endotherm player, you should be going, like, I don't know. In one way, Colossus is sort of the most defensive option because it gives you all this pseudo-absorb. But really, it's just like a humongous tech investment. Yeah. I don't think there's any way you can get a second forge here. Maybe the endotherm kit is playable. It's hard to tell, although it does look pretty bad. But if you're doing it, you absolutely cannot get this second forge. If you had, like, even one more drone, it could be playable. Maybe. It doesn't seem that good, but... Wait, we should click the pixie, by the way. Okay, so they're gonna try buying Colossus 2 turns in a row with the $2 that we floated. Is that really doable? It doesn't seem likely against boreholes. There's probably gonna be enough pressure, but I haven't added it up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Opponent should get 2 Immolites here, I think. And we're losing these 2, so we have 7, 8 defense available. Yeah. To get at the Colossus, we have to hold a drone now. Maybe that's enough. I mean, it looks like that does allow a Colossus to be purchased without being breached, if we hold 1 drone here. But I don't think that that's enough to win. Okay, we have Suso. That person was playing another game. Okay. Base +9. 90 seconds. Buckle up. A lot of things to look at here. Green, obviously a very prominent color at the moment. And it sort of ties in nicely with blue. One of the biggest questions is whether Reservoir is to be played in this set. you can get a lot of green pretty easily with Dynamo and Synth. However, there's not really all that much Soak, which is the main thing that Reservoir wants. And there's not much Absorb either. So something faster appeals. And there are faster units. There's Ferals. There's Valks, although not much Valk synergy. There's Boreholes. And you could probably, like, if your opponent tries to go for Reservoir, it seems like you ought to be able to get a Thunderhead. Although, probably both players could get a Thunderhead. That's something the Reservoir player might have going for them. I don't know, it seems like green-blue is more appealing. And, like, maybe you get red once you've got some of that stuff. Because, like, Manticore with Synth clicks is pretty cool. Borehole on other turns, and like a Thunderhead when the timing is right. I don't know, but you kind of still want, you wouldn't mind getting red anyway, I think. You could spend your red on like a Valk and a Tarsier or something at some point. I think either way though, it's like certainly worth getting 2 Dynamos at the beginning. It's not like a super rushy set where you need to be worried about something else. You're perfectly happy to get some Econ and some green. I think I'd like my first attacker to be blue for Manticores, but I think I want to spend my first blue on a Synth. Maybe I pick up an Animus at the same time as that Synth. And then... that might be a little early. Animus the turn after it. I don't know. Can you really, like, get all those colors? Why not just go blue-green? I guess Tarsier and Feral are just the best attackers in... No. All the good attackers in this set are red. Manticore's fine. Borehole's fine. But I think that the only thing you want to purchase a bunch of is like Tarsiers and maybe Ferals. Because like spending a green... They're basically... Well, the green isn't free. It's worth $1. They're like 6 red for a Feral. Which is good. I mean, like, I don't know, it's fine. If you're not defending with it, though. I guess, okay, so you could... Maybe you do get red first, and you get a couple Tarsiers, and use Ferals as your defense early. And then you switch to buying blue stuff and, like, sink your red into Corpus. Maybe that's the soak that enables Reservoir, is Corpus is actually pretty good soak that makes use of all the red that you don't super want. Right, like, isn't that kind of cool turn? Valkyrian Corpus click, and then when the Corpuses are... When you don't have a Corpus to click, you just buy one and don't get the Valk? Yeah, so maybe we do get an Animus before the Synth. Before the Forge. And we skip this whole Manticore business. Get Tarsiers and Ferals. And then eventually, Boreholes. Maybe. We probably don't even need a Synth, to be honest. There should be enough green coming in from all this stuff. I guess there is the problem of Dynamo Synth anti-synergy, huh? There is that. But I think we'll have plenty of time to drone up more to get Rezo force fields. And in the meantime, I think I'm happy to just build red attackers. Like, should I even build a Rezo? I think so. I think the game can go long enough that Rezo is good, even if you don't get many attackers with it. So I think next turn I'll get like Tarsi or Rezo. Okay, Feral, Rezo, whatever. And probably shouldn't buy a 4th Dynamo. Probably we've got enough other things to spend our money on that we don't want to sink a ton of it into like drones that take away our ability to force field. I assume another borehole, yeah. That's fine though, I'll just buy a Corpus, I think. That kind of sucks, doesn't it? Just another Feral's alright. I was trying to find some way to, like, be able to reuse this Feral as a defender. But that's sort of hard to do. I guess opponent is gonna Valk me now? Or maybe Thunderhead? Valk seems better. I'm feeling kind of scared. This Tarsier really sucks. Now I'm not attacking, but that's sort of what I signed up for when I bought the Reservoir. And I wasn't really doing any damage next turn anyway. Now next turn I can like Corpus click by Valk, which is at least sort of doing something. Maybe. This sucks. Is a Valk really what I want? What if I bought a Thunderhead and held a drone? They're not really in a position to kill it, are they? Yeah, they totally are. Just buy another Valk and murder me. Ugh. Alright, well, I guess I'm kind of stuck with a line sort of like this. Next turn I'll have 4 green, but I need to spend some on defending. I think I just need to float the green here for like some force fields next turn. I'll have 7 green. I'll want to buy some green defense and also some force fields. Well, you know, come to think of it, maybe I shouldn't keep this feral. But first, let's see if I can. Okay, I can, but like the feral's not actually doing any damage. So let's just keep the wall instead. This Thunderhead stinks, right? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is not very good. Okay, just checking. This feral's also not that great since he's not defending. The Valk is what's defending. So we get a Corpus. Bunch of force fields. Splitter drone. Seems fine. I might have to hold the splitter this turn. So we have 6, 9, 12 defense, including splitter. So we... Are we killing any stuff, by the way? They get to keep alive just, what, 5 health? Yeah, so that's... They're losing 2 attack. They have 17. 6, 9, 11. So I need to build 6 more. There it is. All right. Now they are losing, no attack, yikes. So I have 3, 9, 12. I would like to have 8 more. That's a bit hard to come by. Don't have any red. So I think this loses some force fields, in which case I'm better to hold a splitter. Let's just double check. They're losing nothing if they absorb on Patroller. Maybe losing 1. 18. I should pretend I have 16 less defense. Which is 17. So I'm losing 2 force fields, or 1 if they absorb onto wall. Either way, I might as well hold a splitter? No. Because then they can actually keep all this and absorb onto wall. Okay, so this is doing something, this click. But I still lose a force field. Which is a big old bummer. Well, they're attacking for a lot less than they thought than it said they were going to. Yeah, I guess they were holding the Valk and then decided against it. Ah, but they did... They didn't lose any force fields. How did that happen? Must have miscounted something. I should have held the Valk, actually. It was only doing 2 damage. Just like Splitter. And this way I absorbed more? Yeah, that was silly, too, I think. Anyway, they're attacking... I should pretend I have 16 less defense, which is 14. They're losing... no attackers. That is sad news. Right? Like, this is sort of the only play. This loses 1 force field, I think. This makes them lose some attack, doesn't it? Yes. So I can afford to hold the Splitter in that case. I think. I'm losing the Corpus though, which stinks. Maybe I should be buying like double Feral or what? Aren't I losing? That one's gonna take some analysis. Were you out of something really important, like walls? No? Just thought that I was winning here, huh? Why? I guess it is sort of hard to attack for everything. 19. If I had 16 less in force fields, I would have 19. So I'd be getting... I'd have to lose a force field. Or else, I suppose, choose to get Breach for Exact on everything else, but... Well, I could absorb onto force field, I guess. That would be quite a play. Probably not a good one. But it might actually be. Just lose the Splitter to absorb onto force field and I still get the attack. But I lose a wall. Well, I lose a Splitter, which is acting like a wall. But, you know, you've done that, and then, like, now you're defended, pretty much. You can offer a Breach, you know, like, you don't even have to offer a Breach for Exact. You can just Rhino. You're losing some attackers, but so am I. I don't know, maybe you're losing, but it wasn't at all clear to me. You know, this way you lose 1 attacker? Actually, I should do this, since this also kills 1 attacker, and I get more absorbed this way. They absorb onto Feral. No, this loses no attackers. If they absorb onto Feral. But so did the other one, right? Oh no, this kills... Yeah, I gave up a lot of attack by... A lot of attack this turn. Less attack in net, but This reduces some of the pressure on me. Okay. So this way they're absorbing onto Feral, losing 1 attack. And they're attacking for 21. Which is like 6, 10, 12, 14, 16. I'm losing 2 force fields here. Ouch. But I guess they're out of force fields? This doesn't defend. But this would. Yeah, I think I'm losing here. I can't keep up the force fields nearly long enough. And then it's like, yep, game over. Whenever they need to, they can start absorbing on wall instead of on Feral to stay alive. But I have no such option. I mean, I can start losing force fields, of course, and I won't really have much choice. But I just don't have any attack, and they do. Yeah, I was losing. They resigned a winning position, I'm pretty sure. So how did we get there? Oh my god, take me to turn 1, please. I think the problem was that I took a very slow attack approach when I underestimated the pressure in this set. Right, Borehole is pressure, but not like an amazing unit. But Valk is also pressure. And Feral is value attack, right? Which has, you know, it's also nice pressure, sort of. And my Reservoir needed more time to warm up than it really had. I think that's broadly what caused the problem. I might have been wrong in going for Valk also, like, it didn't really do that much to my opponent, it seems like, although maybe it did, like, it made them lose a drone, and then it got value by holding next turn, so, yeah, letting me get out the Reservoir fields. And I guess it was just enough to demoralize them. Well, that's a lucky scrape. Alright, well, there we go. Ticket complete. Fantastic. This is going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.